welcome you all on the webinar today on the USMLE examination and pathway for PG medicine in America. So my name is Chirag. I am the COO online coaching at Moksha Overseas Educon, and I have been helping students, successfully, achieve their careers, in residency or fellowships in America for last about 10 years now. And today, in the next few uh, minutes, I am going to share my own experiences. So while I will be discussing about the various aspects of the entire procedure, so let me introduce you to the American healthcare system. All right, let's talk about the American healthcare system. 22.7% of physicians in America are IMGs. What does IMG stand for? IMG is International Medical Graduates. So all of you who are studying MBBS outside America, outside uh, the country of America and in a med school, are all termed as international medical graduates. All right. The number of IMGs practicing in America has been consistently increasing. All right, and currently it's almost nearly about 28,000 number. 98% of IMGs speak two or more languages fluently. Now that's where Indians have advantage, because Indians on an average speak two or three minimum languages. All right, great. Now let's discuss ahead. 62% are primary care physician in the American healthcare system. I will show you with the data very soon. There is a huge critical shortage of workforce, especially in primary care specialty. All right. So 62% of physicians in American healthcare system are, IMGs or international medical graduates. All right. That's a big ratio, and they fulfill this ratio. All right. The share of female IMGs is on the rise. Just like this webinar, more and more international medical graduates, who are participating, in the admissions are females. 45% of them are female. In fact, even today in a webinar of about, now almost about 90 students, half of you are female grad. So that's a good news for all of you. About 1 in 3 IMGs work in South, West, and Northeast. That's where maximum IMGs work. All right. Now, important thing, every time I do these sessions, in fact, I personally have visited multiple, medical colleges across India. All right. So in the last couple of years, I might have personally done sessions in 200 plus medical colleges across India. And every time I get this question from students, what exactly is the job scenario or work scenario after we complete PG? So which is why I thought I will collect the data for you that 33% of international students who graduate join and work in a hospital. All right, followed by 31% who work as a group physician, or what we call in India as polyclinics, and the rest 20% run their own single or a solo or a two doctor clinic. All right, and of course the balance 10% of physicians, okay, they are working in universities or managed care like geriatric care, special child care, or other unclassified settings, right? So various career opportunities are there across the specializations. Now some good news for Indians. The physicians who work in the American healthcare system, 27% are IMGs from India, followed by physicians from Philippines, Pakistan, Syria, Nigeria, China, Lebanon, UK, and Germany. In fact, let me tell you, students who study on the MOOCs platform are not only from India, but we have students from Germany, China, UK, Russia, Georgia, and Philippines. So our kind of classroom is a global classroom, right? Great. So let's move ahead. And during this session, I'm going to make a lot of announcement. I already made one announcement about the fact that there is no tuition fee to do PG in America. Now let's talk about what happened in the 2020 admission cycle. Okay, this year how many students got admission? What was the statistics? Everything. What happened for this year. So 2020 admission cycle was the largest in the NRMP history, right? Total 34,266 PG seats were available, right? This is by far the highest in the history of NRMP. What is NRMP? NRMP is a National Residency Match Portal. This is the body which is conducting the entire admissions or counseling rounds. What we call in India as counseling rounds is conducted by America by this body called as NRMP, right? What do you mean by residency? During this webinar, you'll hear a lot of new words. So, of course, at any point of time you get stuck, let me know. So, what we call PG in India, in America, they call it residency. All right. Now, another good news for all of you, the number of non-US citizen IMGs which got admission has broken the record for last 30 years. Okay, this year number of international students who got admission have broken the record of last 30 years. And I will show you the trend line for you to realize why there is a upward demand of Indian physicians in America. Okay, now whenever there's some kind of changes happening in the system, I always hear a lot of rumors from people that that is going to be difficult. USMLE is going to be difficult, or they will stop accepting American students. Last 15 years that I've been dealing with students, every time rumors come. Like for example, in February this year, when the announcement came that the USMLE exam becomes pass and a fail, and certain few changes which have come, everybody, in fact not every, but one section of IMG started talking that now USMLE is over, nobody will get admission. Okay, so this is just a plain rumor. I will tell you why. Because first time when Donald Trump came into the power, I used to hear the similar thing from people. Okay, 5 years ago, people used to say USMLE is over, nobody will get admission. Start thinking about other countries. But the reality is completely different. Okay, every year that Trump was in power, the number of IMGs who got selected keep on increasing year on year. 2016, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 20 was the highest. Okay, 6,000 IMGs apply, 4,222 got matched. In a very simple language, if we talk, for every 10 students who applied for admission in America, 6 got. That's a big ratio. What if we compare with Indian system or Indian PG degrees? In India, when 10 MBBS students apply, one gets a PG seat in India. So while Indian ratio is 10:1, somebody studying from India MBBS and applying for PG in America, their chances are 10:6. And which is why now you see more and more Indian students are preparing for the USMLE examination, right? Great. At any point of time, any questions, feel free to, kind of ask. Now let's compare the medical PG process between India and US. And during this, of course, I would also expect if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay. Great. So if we were to compare the Indian and the US healthcare system, right? Now in India, the undergrad degree is termed as MBBS. The parallel degree in America is termed as MD. Okay, just the terminology which is different. Otherwise, the degree is both are at UG level. Okay, now you give your NEET UG, you do MBBS. After that, you appear for NEET PG, and you get admission into master, that is MD on the medicine side, MS on the surgical side. Now, when you want to do PG in America, you have to give USMLE examination. These are series of 4 examinations, which I am going to discuss much in detail in the next few slides. So, equivalent of PG in America is called as residency. Okay, after doing your PG, you want to do super specialization. So in India, there is a third exam called as NEET super specialization, which you have to appear. And after completing MD medicine, you can do DM in cardiology, gastroenterology, neurology, nephrology, different specialization. Or let's say somebody who's a surgeon wants to become a plastic surgeon, cardiothoracic surgeon, geriatric surgeon, so different kind of specializations. Now, the similar equivalent degree in US is fellowship program, but the difference is with the same USMLE marks you can apply for fellowship. So you don't appear for a separate exam called as NEET super specialization like what happens in India. Okay. Let's talk about the attempts. In India, if you don't get admission in one attempt, you can keep on appearing NEET as many times as you want. But in USMLE, if you pass, there is only one golden attempt which you get to get your desired scores for admissions. Admission ratio for PG in India, when 10 students apply, one gets admission. I already discussed in US 2:1. In fact, this was the ratio until last year. This year it increased to 10:6. Choice of specialty in India, when every year, after the NEET PG counseling round, I get thousands of students inquiry because the decision has to be very impromptu during counseling. I hear from students, when I went for the counseling round, I had medicine seat in mind, but when the time my number came, the only seat available was anatomy and bio. I took it, but now I don't like it. So due to impromptu decisions, it is very very difficult to make a career choice. But in America, it is very systematic. You have to decide beforehand which specialization you want to apply, and in the entire admission cycle you are sticking to that specialization only. So at the end of the season, you know whether you got medicine or you didn't get. You don't have multiple options. So it's a very systematic procedure of application. Tuition fees, I already told you, Indian government charges 3 to 5 lakhs to do PG. Private colleges charge 1 to 3 crores. But in America, there is no tuition fee. Salary while you are doing PG, in India, the stipend is 30-40,000 per month. In America, it is 3 to 4 lakh Indian rupees per month. All right. And which is why more and more Indian students after MBBS are applying to do the residency program. This particular slide is the most important slide in terms of the overall macro picture. Okay. If somebody wants to have a license to work in America, this slide will talk about these 4 steps or 4 levels on the basis of which you will achieve your ultimate goal. Okay. So level 1 is where you do the hard work, right? The maximum hard work happens at level 1. What you have to do during level 1 is you earn your MBBS degree, which takes you to around 5 to 6 years, and parallel to MBBS, clear your USMLE examination, right? What happens is the stage 1, the ultimate goal is that you should achieve something called as ECFMG certification. What is ECFMG? ECFMG stands for Education Commission for Foreign Medical Grads. This is the mother body which conducts the USMLE examinations and take care of the visas and all of things for international medical graduates. Now this certificate, what is the importance? That this certificate implies that your degree in whichever country, India, China, Russia, is equivalent to the degree in America, and you are eligible to apply for PG. And how do you get this certificate? By submitting ECFMG or degree and passing marks of USMLE Step 1, CK and CS examinations. Out of which Step 1 is an online examination. Step 2 CK, online exam. And CS is a practical examination. CK stands for clinical knowledge, CS stands for clinical skills. All right. Now, a while ago, I told you doing a PG in America is like doing a job. All right. So one of the other extra requirement is that the reason I asked you for specialization is that, for example, I want to become a surgeon. Then one of the requirement is that I have to do something called as clinical rotation in an American hospital for 2 to 3 months during my internship year. Okay. Why do I do it? A, it's a requirement. B, I get something called as letter of recommendation from American doctors talking about my performance, clinical skills, communication skills, and the basic requirement as per their healthcare system, right? So these LORs which you get during your clinical rotation along with ECFM certification is what encompasses your stage one. Now this is the stage where you are doing the maximum hard work. Okay. And somebody asked me, if I choose USMLE career, what is the investment I have to do? So first, of course, is the 5-6 years of your life, and second is in terms of money. From day one when you start up till you get admission, the total expenditure or investment what you make is 20 lakh Indian rupees. All right, this is the total investment which you make. All right, now once you have done that, your returns start pouring in, because once you get admission in America, you start earning back the money. Let's say medicine program is a 3-year program, surgery program is 5-year program. So in America, when you do PG, the number of years keep on changing depending on the specialization. Okay, so radiology is a 5-year program, neurology is a 4-year program. So different specialization length is different, but it doesn't matter to me, simply because every year that I work, I get a minimum 35 lakh Indian rupee salary. So if I do a 3 year of medicine, I am earning 1 crore Indian rupees. Okay, I am on a work visa, I get paid salary. Now, after I complete my 3 years of medicine, I have to appear final exam. The way I appear exams in India, I have to appear the final exam. Okay, the final exam is called as board certification examination. Okay, so after 3 years of PG in medicine, I appear for board examination of PG. Once I pass that, I have 3 career choices. Career choice number one, I can come back and work in India. My degree is equal to MD medicine in India. I can practice in both government and private sector. My career choice number two, I can give the step 3 exam and start working in American job market as a board certified internal medicine specialist. And career choice number 3, I will study further. So let's say I want to become, after medicine, a cardiologist, oncologist, nephrologist. So I do something called as fellowship program, which is for a period of 1 to 3 years. And fellowship of cardiology, for example, is a 3 year of cardiovascular disease fellowship. And mind you, during fellowship, my minimum income is 55 lakhs per year. So I am earning 1.5 crore. So if you are able to understand the economics part of it, why Indian parents are liking USMLE option, because investment for first 5-6 years is 20 lakh rupees and the hard work which you do, but the returns are almost 10 times. You are earning 2.5 crores in the next 6 years. All right, this is why maximum Indian students are considering the USMLE option, because also parents are worried about at what age will my child be settled. So somebody who does MBBS from India, PG from India, super PG from India, everything from India, the average age at which he settles or starts earning on his own is 32 years. The average age at which Indian MBBS student who does PG from America and settles is 27 years. The age at which he starts earning money. So if you see, by choosing the American process to do PG, you are saving 5 years of your life. Okay, and which is why you will realize that more and more Indian students are, considering to join the Moksha USMLE program, right? And very early start of their career, right, first year, second year, third year, right? Right. So I told you during this session I'm going to make multiple announcement. So one more announcement which I'm making right now is that the USMLE opportunity is not for every medical college student in India. All right, so now let's move ahead and talk about the USMLE examinations. Okay, in the history of examination, this is the longest examination, right? By far the longest examination in the history of examination. When you talk about step 1 USMLE, 8-hour examination, step 2 CK 9 hour, step 2 CS 9 hours, step 3 almost a 2-day examination, right? Step 1 examination is basic medical science, the first 2 years of MBBS portion. Step 2 CK clinical years, your medicine, surgery, OBGY, all of these subjects. So you can appear right from internship year. Okay, it is not like Indian NEET PG where all 19 subjects you have to appear together. Here it is divided. The first 2 year subjects you can appear in the third year, and the final year subject you can appear in the internship. Okay, these are two theory exams which are online. Okay, and these exams are MCQ based, but a block by block examination. What do I mean by a block? In step 1 there are 7 blocks. So at any point of time in a 1 hour time, 1 hour block, you have to attempt 40 questions. So you attempt question number 1, go to 28, come back to 30. You keep on flipping around. But once you are out of this block, you cannot go back to the previous block. Okay, 7 blocks and 8-hour exam. So what is this extra 1 hour for? That's usually a break time which you take after 2 blocks, 3 blocks, depending upon your choice. Okay, step 2 CK 318 questions, 8 block exam, 38 MCQs per exam, right? Exam fees step 1 1100, step 2 CK 1100, CS 1580, and step 3 $690. Exams, when do these exams happen? Every day throughout the year, Monday to Friday. Step 1 and CK happens in India, CS and step 3 have to be given in the US. All right. CS is a practical exam to be given in America. Step 3 is again an online exam, but only to be given in America. Right. Now let's understand the scoring system for step 1 and step 2C. So unlike the normal Indian exams, in USMLE, it's a scale-based exam. Anybody who attempts the USMLE exams gets a minimum score of 140 and maximum is 280. That's a range in which your passing marks is 194, but your good score is 240. That's your ultimate target. Okay. Anybody who attempts this exam and gets a minimum 194 passes the exams and scores are locked for 7 years. So unlike the Indian examinations, you cannot improve the score. If you pass, let's say somebody passes and gets 195, that's it. His journey is over. Although the good score is 240, he cannot improve the score. Which is why it is very, very important that you guys prepare well and appear for this examination, because unless you hit the 240, you don't get great specializations, right? Great. Let's talk about the step 2 CS. Now, CS is a practical exam which happens in America, okay, where you have to interact with 12 patients. Okay, these patients are actors. They act to a particular disease and they will give you something called as chief complaint. And for every patient whom you meet in the practicals, you get 25 minutes time to deal with that patient. Okay, in which you got to do 4 things. You take down the patient history, you do the physical examination, you generate the differential diagnosis, and then come outside that clinic kind of a setup and type patient notes. So for every patient case, you have to do all of these 4 things. Okay, Once you do that, the patient, the standardized patient, based on your interaction for 25 minutes, will mark you pass or a fail on three factors: your communication and interpersonal skills, your English proficiency, and integrated clinical encounter. What kind of question do you ask during history taking? How do you use your biomedical instrumentations? When you touch a patient, you wash your hands, wear gloves. What kind of hygiene do you maintain? Do you use any medical jargon which a normal patient might not be aware? Whether patient is able to understand your English, you are able to understand patient English. So all these three factors you need to pass for all the 12 patients. That's when you pass the CS practical exam, right? Let's talk about the step 3. It is to do with patient management. The portion of step 3 is all your clinical subject, but a complete patient management. It's a 2-day exam. Day 1 MCQ, just like any other exam of step 1 and CK. Day 2, first half MCQ. Second half, this is important. You throw something called as clinical case simulation. So on a computer, you have to, encounter 13 to 14 cases. Now in CS, it is practical, it is live. But in C step 3, these are, simulation. So on a computer, they give you a case. You have to chart out the entire treatment plan for the patient, and they will keep on showing you the condition of patient until two things happen: either the patient survives or patient dies. Depending on how many patients you are able to survive, that's when you pass the exam. Passing year is 196, but good score for step 1 is 240, step 2 CK is 240, and step 3 is also 240. Okay. Now in the month of February, there was an announcement made that step 1 exam becomes pass and a fail from 2022. So what will happen from 2022 onwards? They will not declare your marks for step 1. They will only let you know whether you pass or not. What and how it will impact your admission? 80% of the current scenario is that the students pass the step 1 examination. But after 2022, we are expecting this pass rate will go down, or maybe this pass marks will go up. All right. So I wish you all, guys, everyone, all the very best. These are challenging times, and in this time, best time to do step 1 CK preparation. And also, one last information is the fact that I've seen thousands and thousands of students getting admission in America, and one thing I found common in people who get admissions, is that those are people who are not the topper of medical college, but those who are very good in time management, who are very persistent, who are consistent, who have a never go, give up attitude, and somebody who will fight till the end. That is what is required, because USMLE requires patience, USMLE requires hard work. Otherwise it's a very easy way out: buy a seat in India, pay 1 crore, 2 crore, pay in 2 crore loan. That's an easy way out. But if you want a great lifestyle, a good kind of return on investment, then USMLE is the career. But that requires hard work. Okay, there is no substitution to hard work. So with this, I wish you all the very best on your careers. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon in the MOOC session. Thank you.